You wake up and before you know it, you're on Instagram, TikTok, or whatever social media you're addicted to. Scrolling down the endless stream of semi-naked girls, depressing memes, funny dogs, and your friends pretending to live a happier life than yours. It's become an integral part of your daily routine. You spend hours and hours every day wasting your life because you're afraid of missing out. You always feel like you could be doing more. The moment you hear the notification sound, something in your body clicks. It's like a little reward every time you hear that sound, especially if you just posted something and expect your social media friends to react to it. Social media hacks your psyche and even your body. The instant gratification you get from your favorite social media platforms has hacked your dopamine response. But you've had enough. You're tired of the trap tech billionaires set for you. So what's the twisted truth behind the seemingly friendly social media apps, and how to escape the clutches of their traps now and for good? But first, a quick warning. After this video, your life will change forever. Social media is filled with traps, which is the reason you should delete your social media, and they might surprise you. Well, social media is engineered for one specific purpose. What's that, you might ask? Social media giants are behavior modification empires that manipulate you. You've heard it directly from them. The aim is ultimately to generate profit, just like cigarette companies and drug overlords use addiction against people to make profit. Social media also uses the same vulnerability in the human brain to hook you on their platforms. The algorithms create an echo chamber for you that feeds you personalized content with the aim of playing with your emotional responses and hooking you. You start developing the fear of missing out, FOMO anxiety, as a consequence. You become hardwired to open the social media app automatically and spend hours at times fixated on your smartphone. Have you ever looked at social media and it looks like everyone except you is having a good time? Why do people post exaggerated images of themselves on social media? Is it to look more attractive, to seem more popular, or is it just to get more likes? Whatever the reason, it's important to remember that what you see on social media isn't always reality. Just because someone has a lot of likes or followers doesn't mean they're living their best life. And not to mention all the bots that pose as humans. You know all of this social media crap. I really don't have to explain it. Social media is fake and deceptive, to say the least. But this is only the tip of the iceberg. It's a well-established fact that social media ruins your attention span, your mental health, and your relationships. As an avid social media user, there's a big chance that you're struggling with your attention span. The average human attention span has dropped from 12 seconds in 2000 to 8 seconds in 2013, and it's getting even worse. And to add more salt to the injury, social media companies actively make their users depressed and unsatisfied because it's good for their business model. The stronger the grip social media has over controlling your negative emotions, the more it can also control your positive emotions. You become a junkie who craves the cycle of self-destructive patterns, which is reflected in your relationships with people in the real world. You become out of touch with reality. Even when you're interacting with people in the outside world, your mind is still inside your social media. It's not unusual to see a bunch of narcissistic social media addicts involving their Instagram followers with them everywhere they go. Social media is destroying genuine one-to-one relationships by promoting these fake social media alternatives. There's a mental health crisis happening on a massive scale right now, and social media is among the culprits. We often take expressions like mass psychosis for granted, which is not a wise thing. Mass neurosis and mass psychosis caused by social media is really something to be careful not to get caught up in. And since we're talking about the massive scale of social media impact, social media is undoubtedly one of the most effective ways to influence public opinion. Social media has achieved a scary level of control that even threatens democracy. Since social media like Twitter and Facebook are capable of influencing elections, it has become clear that the danger is real. And you might wonder, why are they involved in politics? Well, the reason for this is simple. You divide and you rule. And as long as people fight for silly causes on social media like sex, politics and whatnot, the big owners can rule without being bothered. In this world where money rules everything, nothing is true. Everything is permitted as long as you have the means to promote it. And social media offers the means for the highest bidders, even if the highest bidder is Satan himself. Now that we have covered all the dangers of social media, let's dive into the side of the coin not being shown. Escaping social media is not easy. We've been conditioned to think of it as something normal people just use. In fact, many of your friends would think you're paranoid or crazy if you started ranting about social media like I'm doing now. Apparently, having a hunched back from spending too much time on your smartphone is normal. Remember what I said? Social media is good at influencing public opinion. That's why you need to understand that not only is social media unnecessary, but it is also destructive. Why would you continue using something harmful to you? I know that the cold turkey approach to quitting an addiction can be quite hard and you often relapse, but that's not a big issue. The problem is when you surrender to the relapse. You won't ever be able to get your time back. It's the most precious thing on earth. This brings me to life on the other side, and this is where it gets interesting. It's been over a year now, and you can appreciate every moment you spend away from your phone. You now understand how your life can look if you do the things you said you would do. You can enjoy simple day-to-day activities like working out, walking, playing a musical instrument, writing, and conversing with people. And on top of that, your ability to focus and your attention span has increased significantly. Congratulations, you escaped the trap. The more you see people trapped in addiction to social media use, the more you appreciate your decision to quit. You don't really need to seek people's validation on social media for only the 5 seconds of attention they spend on liking your insignificant post, reel, or story. If you don't derive self-worth and high esteem from within, no amount of followers, likes, or comments will be enough to satisfy the hole in your heart. Boredom is only scary if you don't embrace the peace of mind that comes with it. And to address the elephant in the room, I know that many young people use social media as an online dating platform. Well, to that I say, when's the last time you met a respectable person on social media who's genuinely interested in you and willing to date you? And how did that relationship turn out to be? Long story short, your mental health doesn't need to deal with that. Once you establish your self-worth without social media validation and take your physical and mental health more seriously, you won't need social media to date girls. Men had their way with women throughout the ages and no social media, phones, or even written love letters. Social media relationships are far away from satisfying the need of having a person in the flesh beside you. Those pixels on the screen are a prison that you carry in your pocket and entraps you. And you need to escape. You decide, day one or one day. With that, I end this video. Make sure to click on one of the videos visible on your screen if you care for more.